Hello everyone, my name is Fraeya and welcome to my broom closet. Today I want to talk about protection magic as a closet witch. Protection magic is of course one of those fundamental things that every witch has to do at least some point in her life, and very ideal practice for beginners. And so it's just one of those important things that you kind of can't really practice witchcraft without, but it can be tricky to know what to do in the broom closet. How can you protect yourself whilst you're not allowed to burn any candles or burn incense or use smudge sticks or anything like that? But I'm here today to tell you some ways you can protect yourself as a closeted witch using subtle means that you can easily keep secret. This is often overlooked, but the best way to provide basic protection for yourself is to just look after yourself. Keep hydrated, eat regularly, exercise, keep yourself fit and healthy. This is a very simple way to just, keep yourself protected by maintaining a good, strong, aura. And how you do that is just look after yourself with basic mundane means. Hydration, eating, exercising, and getting proper sleep, practicing good sleep hygiene. So those are just some really basic ways to keep yourself protected. Hi, Katie. Whoop. Lay down. Lay down. Okay, he's gonna sit down. The second, really basic thing you can do is just practice grounding and centering on a regular basis. Mostly done through meditation, but you can also kind of do it through mindfulness exercises. Grounding and centering, what it is, if you're not familiar with it, grounding is like reconnecting with the earth and being present in your physical surroundings. Grounding is also the practice of exchanging energies with the earth, so you kind of have the correct amount of energy and the correct type of energies. Often we ground before spells to get some extra energy in order to fuel a spell. But grounding is also getting rid of excess energy. So if you're really wound up and full of anxiety, you can also ground to get rid of some unhealthy energy and put that back into the earth. And then centering is kind of aligning all your energies and focusing on the present moment. So not thinking about whether you left your hair straighteners on at home, not worrying about your homework that you've got to do tomorrow. You are in this present moment and that's what you're focusing on. Basic grounding and centering techniques can also work to protect yourself because you're not letting in negative energies that are trying to ruin your vibe. Another very basic, very subtle way of protecting yourself is using colour magic. So the most basic form of this is just the colour of the clothes that you're wearing. So if you wake up in the morning and you're like, I could probably do with some protection today, I'm going to go into a public space, I'm going to be exposed to lots of different people's energy. I might choose to protect myself with whatever clothes I'm wearing. If that is the case, I'll probably want to wear something black or brown, something like that. What the black and dark coloured clothing will do is kind of absorb that energy before it reaches you. Because black is absorbent, as you know, so that will absorb the energy. It won't get to you, it would be absorbed by your clothes instead. This is really easy to do just when you're getting dressed. Just think about your intention you have for these clothes. I'm putting on black or brown clothing today because I want to be protected. Another really good practice is shielding. Basically, we all have a psychic shield, whether you're aware of it or not. This is your personal space. So you can feel your shield being violated when someone invades your personal space, and that is your shield being invaded. Your shield can grow and shrink throughout the day depending on what you're doing. Often when you're just in your own room by yourself, your shield can expand to fill the whole room. And then when someone comes in to your room uninvited and you feel that feeling why did you come in right now? I wasn't ready for you to come in. That is your shield being violated. So what we can do is we can set up another shield or we can maintain our existing one. And what we do is just use simple visualization techniques. So what you can do is sit in a quiet space, maybe light a candle if you're comfortable with that, and visualize this bubble around you. And you can do anything you want with this bubble. Like, you can make it any colour you want, you can make it thicker, you can add like shields, whatever you want to serve whatever purpose. Any colour to do with what intention you have. I would avoid like black for shields, just because you have to be wary of how you're coming off to others. You can kind of pick up on people's energy fields and their shields and their auras kind of passively without even realising. And so if your shield is like some dark colour that's quite unusual, people can pick up on that and they can be a bit like standoffish with you. It can be any colour you want, basically. Just keep in mind how others might perceive you, that's all. It can also be any texture you want, like you might want a bouncy shield to bounce off stuff. You might want a really hard like brick wall shield if you feel that's more protective. And then you might want to add like just extra like embellishments, like visualise it covered in mirrors to reflect energy that's sent to you, or like something sticky like glue so that bad energy kind of gets stuck on the outside of the shield before it gets to you. Also filters, so positive vibes can get in and it filters out all the stuff that you don't want. So yeah, you can just have a few moments to yourself to imagine what shield you want to have. So shielding is a really great practice to do. It's just a really good thing to kind of do once in a while. It's also something you have to maintain over a long period of time. The reason why I suggest that as a closet practice is that all it takes is like a visualization at the very least. So that's all you need. If you have trouble visualizing your shield, I know some people do, then just know that it is there. Visualization isn't just visual, like with your sight. If you can't see your shield, just know that it is there. And so just take a few minutes to think about what you would like in your shield, even if you can't see it. The next suggestion I have for you is to ask your spirit guides, deities, angels and ancestors to lend you some protection. Of course, your spirit guides and ancestors are already protecting you like all the time. They do a lot of things behind the scenes that you can't always see or sense. They're always there protecting you anyway. But if you know that you're going to do something particularly risky, or you need some extra help with something, you can call out to them and ask them to lend you some protection. This doesn't have to be overt either. You can just quiet your mind and then very clearly say in your mind, ancestors, spirit guides, maybe call them by name if you know any of them, and just say, I would like you to lend me your protection for this thing that I'm about to do. Another good practice you can do is sigils. So sigils are great for closet witches because they can just be in the form of like little doodles. They can just be like little quick symbols that you can just erase afterwards as well, so they don't have to be around for very long. So it's a really good idea to create a protection sigil, and then you can kind of use this whenever you want some protection. A really good method is to draw one on yourself with cream or makeup before you rub it in. You can also draw sigils with like water or just visualization techniques on mirrors, windows and doors in order to protect your home. Another suggestion I have is doorway spells. So what you can do is put a little bunch of herbs or a tiny little jar of protective herbs on top of a doorway, and there's like a little ledge on top of most doors that you can kind of hide things because people aren't really like looking up there. So you can put like a little pouch or something of protective herbs or whatever, a talisman or something, and it will protect that room or whatever intention you set for it. My cat's so needy. I'll give a link to an article about doorway spells, but I just think that they have potential to work for some closet witches because you can just hide a little bunch of herbs on the top of doorway ledges and they can't be seen most of the time. Another thing you can do is imbue objects with protective magic. However, I don't recommend this one as much just because if anything happens to that object, then you might feel like you've lost all your protection from that object. Say if it breaks or you lose it, you kind of lose that protection that you imbued it with. It's really your personal power that provides the protection. So when you give that to an object, you're kind of relying on that object. But really the power is inside you all along. And it sounds cliche, but that's how it is. So It's better to do techniques where you're relying on your personal power. Finally, I'm going to end this video with really super easy protective spells that you can do at every new moon and full moon, so you can just have like year-round protection that you just renew every moon phase. All you need is a white candle. If you can't burn candles, then you can use some of the candle alternative that I have listed in my candle alternative video, which will be linked in an iCard or in a description. What you do is you wait for a new moon or a full moon, and you just take a few minutes to ground and center, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, quiet your mind, and then you're going to place your candle in the holder and light it. And then on a waxing moon, you want to say, "Waxing moon, bring me protection from all that seeks to harm me. Thank you for your many blessings." So you'll want to do that on a new moon because obviously it is waxing. And then like on a full moon or a waning moon, you want to say, "Waning moon, banish from my life all that seeks to harm me. Thank you for your many blessings." So a waning moon is when you're pushing away those things. So yeah, waxing moon, you're bringing in protective energies, and then that waning moon, you're banishing negative energies. So that's just a cycle you can do every single moon phase. You can just have like year-round basic protection. All you need is just a couple minutes to yourself. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I really hope this helped and I provided some methods that you can do secretly in the broom closet. If it did help you, then give it a thumbs up. And if you want to find out any more about broom closet witchcraft just in general, then just visit the subreddit r/broomclosetwitch on Reddit. There's also a link to a Discord server on there, but you can join and meet other broom closet witches just like yourself. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.